Now the first thing we're going to be needing in our project is something to edit. And I've got a whole bunch of clips set up, so we need to import them into our project so that we can use them. So I'll get things started by going over to the File menu. We'll choose Import. And I've included everything in our Project Files folder, so let's just click out to the desktop. We'll open up our project files, and most of the clips we'll be using throughout this series are going to be in the Media Assets folder. Let's just open that on up, and you see we've got several clips that we're going to be working with. In our Arctic edit, we're going to be working with the Arctic clips. So I'll double-click to go into that folder as well. Now, as you can see right away, these files have all been set up as QuickTime movies. And at this point, I'd like to say that you'd probably be using more raw footage than what we're going to be using here. This footage has actually already been compressed and stored into a QuickTime file, but you might be accessing elements straight from your DV camera. Now, in all cases of editing video, you want to start with the cleanest, highest quality footage that you can get your hands on. And in some cases, you'll actually see some artifacts because this footage that we're using has actually been compressed once before. But the good news for us is that you can also bring in a large number of different types of files. Now, since we're going to be using all of these clips, I'm going to click on the first one, Polar Bears Movie, and I'm going to shift-click on the last one, and as you can see, that'll bring all the files in one swoop. I'll click on Open, and as it imports all of our files, we'll see all of those clips being added to our project window over here on the left. In Flash, you might think of this as the library because we can drag things right out of the project window and use them as many times as we want to inside of our edit. Now, our project window has lots and lots of tools in it for organizing and manipulating those clips. My focus for this chapter isn't going through every little feature of Premiere, but to tunnel right into the ones that we need most. And the first thing I want to do with the footage that we've just brought in is use the project window to be able to tell what kind of footage we have and what we're working with. If I click on any one of these files, you can see up here in the top some of those settings that we just set up for our project. For instance, this wave movie footage is 640 by 480, square pixels, we've got the 1.0 there, and we can see that the frame rate is 2997. And we can see that on several of the other movie clips as well. So that's why I've chosen that for our project settings. You can also see by the icons that some of my video footage has sound and some doesn't. We can see information about the sound settings up here at the top as well. Now, the other thing that might interest you if you're doing a particularly big edit is the ability to do things like make folders and organize your footage down in here. But as I said, since we're only going to be working with these few items, we'll just leave the project window the way it is. Now, I do want to bring in one other element that we're going to be working with, and that's a sound file. So let's go back to our File menu. We'll choose Import, and we'll bring that on in. I'll just go out of the Arctic Clips folder, and inside the Media Assets folder, you should find the Music folder. I'm going to pick up our Arctic sequence, looks like it's 37 seconds, and this is just a standard WAV file. But you can import WAVs, MP3s, AIFs, and a number of other audio formats, so you should be able to import whatever you need. I'll select our Arctic sound, and we'll click Open on it as well, and we should see that added to our project window just like the other pieces that we're going to be using.